Welcome back to the Michigan Lynx Tournament Expert Division opening round, hole 18. Here we're setting up for a Grizzly rough bump for the Albatross. Using a P3 plus side spin 3 plus wind 3 ball. You will need to start with a P3. And if you want to slow down your needle after you start with the P3 ball, you can switch to a P4 or P5 ball if you like. I'm going to stick with the P3 ball, right? If you're using a Grizzly 8, I do recommend that you switch to the P4 ball just to make sure that you have the distance and range you need for the approach and you don't find yourself caught between clubs. So Grizzly 8 should definitely use P4 ball. Everybody else can probably can switch the P4 ball if they want, or P5. So for the drive, we're going to start off at P3 max extension. So make sure you have a P3 ball. Grab your APOC, stretch it out to max extension. This is the same shot or the same starting position as we're playing on the front nine. At P3 max extension, APOC 5 and 6 will have the red ring 1/3 into the right rough. APOC 7 is red ring touching, and then APOC 8 will be 2/3 of the blue ring into the right rough, all at P3 max extension. Release, add your spin, 1 top, 2 left. The adjustment is P3 plus 10% max. No push up. Pull it straight with a slight 1159 flicker. And then we're going to play full controlled overpower, no curl. Right? Shot has been dropped with wind 3, wind 4, and wind 5. I mean, I do recommend at least a wind 4 or wind 5 ball here. Just because there's more variables with the Kingmaker and the higher winds. And this shot is a really, really good opportunity here. If you set it up properly and hit perfect, you should be walking away from this one with the Albatross, right? It's a really good shot. So the drive has been great, minor great safe both sides. Now, if you hit double greats, I can't promise you anything, but single greats both sides have been safe. Generally speaking, we're looking for 380 plus on the drive, but even if you get a shorter rollout, every now and then with a certain wind angle, I'll catch a certain bounce and it'll roll short. It'll come up, I think, 372, 373, somewhere around there. And it is still playable the same exact way. The only thing is you're going to have to count more rings for men with your Grizzly, which kind of sucks, but the good part is it still plays the same. It still drops just the same. So if you do catch a short rollout, don't freak out. Just be prepared to count around 30 rings instead of less than 20. So for the approach shot, the elevation is P2 numbers plus 15% at slider. We're using set spins of 3.5 top, 3 right spin. We're counting rings from min. There's no curl, no OP, and you want to pull this one straight. All right, I'm not trying to favor any side or the other. What we're going to do is count rings from min until the tip of the ball guide is aimed just left of center and just short of the cup. So we want to be short by about a cup, and then we want to be aimed just left of the flag stick. There are some wind angles here that if you're using, a wind 3 or you catch a high wind with a wind 4, there's a tailwind angle that will require a couple of clicks of underpower. And I say require, it doesn't necessarily require it, But if you don't use it, you'll come in quite a bit hot. And, it does bring in the risk of, smacking the flag stick and kind of bouncing off to the side. So if your wind is 7.7 or more, maybe even 7.5 or more, then and you catch a more tailwind angle. I think this angle here was tailwind. Then you may want to go ahead and put a couple of clicks of underpower on it. But with a wind 5 ball and low winds with a wind 4 ball, I haven't needed any tweaks on this. Other than that tailwind angle, we haven't needed any underpower. In fact, I haven't needed any tweaks on this shot at all in any wind angle. I do believe that a heavy wind tailwind may need a couple of clicks of underpower. Just something to be on the lookout for. So I think this is kind of tailwind or very close to it, where you can see the rocks in the back here, the closer rocks. I think anything inside those rocks is a little bit more tailwind, but it could even be, you might need to be a little bit further into the rocks to catch a tailwind. I can tell you this, if you see something over here in that second rock, or if you're looking at the big rocks in the back, if you're a good ways into them, then you might just want to add a click or two of underpower just to be safe. Other than that, no real tweaks needed here. P215 at slider. We're counting rings for men with the Grizzly. 1 ring is 1%, 2 is 3, 3 is 4%, 4 rings is 5, 5 rings is 6, 6 is 8, 7 is 9, 8 rings is 10%, 9 rings is 11, 10 is 13, 11 is 14, 12 is 17, 14 is 18, 15 is 19, 16 rings for men is 20% slider, 17 is 22, 18 is 23, 19 is 24, and 20 is 26. Now, about the short rollout, if you do happen to catch that and you're like 370 something on your drive and you got to count more than 20 rings, this is what I've been doing and it's worked every time. So I'll just count my rings, and then whatever I get, between 25 and 30 ish, I'm just adding 4% to it, so 4 to it. So if I count 30 rings, I'm playing at 34% slider. If I count 26 rings, I'm playing it at 30% slider. That's what I've been doing because I can't have a rings for men chart that goes from 1 to 50. It's just not feasible. But that has worked for me. Just add 4%. Anything above 20, add whatever you count plus 4%. It's going to be close enough. The shot is good enough and forgiving enough that you should still get the drop. Good luck, everyone. And we'll catch you on the next one, right?